Hi everyone, this is Casual Coaster Enthusiast. Welcome to the Let's Play of the Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 scenarios, Episode 1, the Vanilla Hills. I wanted to do a playthrough of the scenarios focusing on making a realistic park. This is going to be a vanilla playthrough, no custom objects, this is all just within the base game. So we'll see what we can do with that. Let's take a look at our objective. Apprentice level, we have 400 guests in park, and 20,000 rather, minimum park value. Anytime. Entrepreneur level, we need 500 guests in park and a minimum value of 60,000. Tycoon, we need 600, and 600 guests, and $100,000 minimum value. So, this is the first scenario, should be fairly straightforward. So let's take a look at what rides we have. Coasters, we have only 3. We have a compact inverted coaster, junior coaster, suspended swinging coaster. So we'll want to research some there. Junior rides, we only have a merry-go-round. For thrill rides, we have a chair swing, enterprise, sky sling, and a top spin. A lot of classic rides here. So we can definitely do quite a bit with those, but we'll probably want to research more anyway, just see if we can get something else. I'm not going to put in any water rides in this park. See what they have. We have a Crazy Golf and a Dodgems, so we can... We'll probably put a Dodgems in somewhere. And other rides, we have a Cheshire Cats, and we have a Monorail. So, not a lot of options. For shops, we have burgers and ice cream, and a drink stand, a balloons stall. We have enough facilities here. We have an ATM, first aid information, and toilets. So I don't think we need any more of those. If we take a look at our park, we have a top spin. I'm probably going to move that, but that will stay in the final park. And we have a suspended coaster. This is taking up quite a bit of space. This is going, I don't think we're going to replace that. We have this little plaza. I don't necessarily hate that, so I might try to keep that. We'll see how much space we have when everything else goes in. But first I'm going to close everything down and just get the guests out. And then try to rebuild everything. So I'm going to cut to once we have all of that taken care of. Alright, so that took a little while. A couple guests were stuck on this suspended coaster, High Flyer. So I had to kick them off, but everyone's out now, so... I want to keep this little section. It's actually kind of a cool little thing. It would make for a nice food court, so I'm going to take out the path, just do an asphalt path. see how that works. So I can only get three trains in here, or 3 cars on a train, which isn't a lot, but the park seems small enough that it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Have to eat into this plaza a little bit, give myself a little more space to work with. Path is not super wide. I don't necessarily like that, but no results yet. Let's finish this path. Actually, I'll have to let that test. Probably see. I don't necessarily want to do a coaster just yet. Speaking of, I forgot to adjust my research. Turn off water rides, gentle rides, transport we don't necessarily need. Other rides and attractions, because I do want to try to get an observation tower in here. Shops and facilities, scenery we don't necessarily need. Paths, turn all of those off. Bump you up. Maximize research. So we'll get something in there. let's see. No, we should do. We don't need. Let's get an ATM in here. First aid we probably want to have. I don't know where we want to put that yet though. Information we want to have right up front. I don't know if we necessarily. What do I think we want to? So what kind of thrill ride do we want to have? Chair swing and top. So chair swing, enterprise, and top spin are all good. I want to have those somewhere in the park. We did research a 3D cinema, so that might be a good thing to do up front. I don't really feel free to name this. Actually, feel free to name any of the attractions in the comments. Wrap path around, connect back up here, and then we do need a thrill ride just to get people in. For this, I'll just call it Wave Swinger, the standard model name for this kind of ride. That's fine, and have food there. So we'll probably want. We don't have too much of a need, but we will want to add. Let's put the top spin back in. So that's fine. We have 4 rides. 4 flat rides and a monorail, so we can probably open the park back up, and then I'll let this run, and I'll cut back once we have more rides and see what we can add. The time I cut away, we're nearly to the Apprentice level goals, but I have unlocked this quad bike, so I'll just quickly build one of those. And there we've beat the Apprentice level objectives. That's 90. And we have also unlocked the Thunderbobs. So let's add one of those. Actually, while we're waiting for that, let's hire staff. Now we did unlock a kiosk while I was doing that, but I think we have plenty of flat rides. I kind of want to focus on getting smaller coasters that we can put in here. This thing is absolutely massive. That we already did. So let's change our search. Did unlock a Reese's peanut butter, like a teacup style, which we did just get a. So yeah, I'll definitely add a dodgems, but let's try to build the spinning steel, sort of MACK rides spinning coaster. And I'm out of money, so I'll let this play for a little bit. And I'll come back when I've built the coaster. Alright, so I've built the spinning coaster. For now I've just called it Alien Encounter, but I can change that if we need to. So the layout's got a standard lift hill, turn, helix into an S-hill, loop around into this little diving turn thing. Tunnel I'm going to have to modify under the monorail. Couple low to the ground S-turns, hop, turn into the brake run, and then it's got this little Skyrush style dip into the brake run. I'm not happy about this section. It sits on the ground. That's not something you usually see, but I had to do that to get it to fit into the space that I was working with, so I'll accept it for now. while I was waiting for that, I did take out a little bit of a loan, so I want to repay that, but I also built this Intamin, this half-pipe coaster, because I had unlocked that while I was waiting, so that I built just as a space filler. So the park now has 2 coasters. Obviously, Alien Encounter, the MACK spinning coaster, is the headline attraction here. So at the end of this video, we'll take a ride on all of these, and, but for now, that's what we have. I just had to lower the prices at one of the shops. I did also add a chicken stall, and we have a hot cocoa stand. And then, let's see, we did unlock a few other rides. We don't have a ton more space, although I can maybe snake something in some of the tighter spaces. We have a dinosaur go round. I don't know if we want to add that. That's a small little thing. We have a disco, but we don't really have the space for it. Have a robot arm, but that's not something you usually see at a lot of parks. Did want to add a Dodgems in here, so maybe we can try to fit that in. And then yeah, so we'll add. I'll add the Dodgems and an Enterprise wherever I can fit them, and then that'll probably be it for this episode. I'll just do a little bit of a wrap up, and then the next episode we'll follow up on this park. If you guys have any suggestions for ride names and such, great, I'll implement those. Otherwise, next episode's just going to be adding a lot of details. This was just adding rides, trying to get as much in there as possible. Next episode is going to be landscaping and doing a little bit of realism with operator booths and all of that. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan for now. So I'll cut out and see you in the next update. Alright guys, that's gonna just about do it for this episode. So just as an overview, we have this monorail that we built, a couple flat rides, this half-pipe coaster, and a quad bikes ride, this little food court type, which I'm going to go in, do a little bit of work over there in the next episode. This is kind of just sitting there. I'm going to see what I can do with this space. We built this spinning coaster, which we'll take a ride on. Another flat rides. This is another awkward space. I'll have to see if I can get anything to fit in there. This Dodgems. And that's about it. So that's gonna do it for this episode. I'll have the POVs of the 2 coasters, and then that'll be all until next episode. See you next time.